The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Call yourselves Title Town? Are you kidding me?
That's fraud.
It feels like a gray area.
Spoiler alert, Canada. Cup's coming back to the US of A.
There's way too much negative stigma attached to strippers.
I hate you guys so much.
My dog just shit his ass.
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is time for another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. We're here on time because I always get the show off on time, despite what the comment section say, despite what Scott said last week. I always get the show off on time. Scott is here. Scott, how you feeling, man?
I'm fine. I'm on time, too. How you doing?
You know, my favorite part of that intro, first of all, my favorite part of the intro last week was you guys laughing as you went live, like not being able to figure out the music. And then you dropping, of course we're on time. I ran it. It's CP time. And Mookie just like bright red, like laughing his ass off over it. It was a great intro.
Yeah, Mookie played the role of you well when it comes to the uncomfortable turning red moments. Good stuff.
It's good to see you, man. How you feeling?
It's good to see you, man. I'm feeling good. Everything, football's going all right. Baseball's one day closer. Everything's good. No complaints here.
What's that like? Is that a good? It's a good feeling, huh?
It's pretty good.
Your boys are the favorites this weekend, man. Big game coming up for your boys. You got the 3-point favorite at Philly.
Yeah, well, as long as they don't injure the quarterback on the second drive of the game, I like our chances. That's all I'll say.
Fair enough. Matt saying Mike acts like an adult and starts the show on time and expects praise. True Bengals fan. Harsh, very harsh, but acceptable. Mookie's here. Mookie, how you feeling, man?
Oh, man. A little rough, but great. That win over Philly was so sweet, especially when I came home to see all the fucking tears on social. Oh, it's great.
Was he offsides? Was he offsides?
I went fucking offsides. That's a bunch of bullshit. Offsides my asshole. Like, come on. Anyone who watched that game would know that FC was the better side, and they deserved the win they got in regulation. And, it is what it is. Only losers cry about missed calls. Winners go out there and make them. It's that simple. So
winners go out and make them.
That's right. We go out there and make missed calls, motherfucker. Yeah, excited about this weekend.
There's you guys dropping F-bombs within 10 minutes of the show again, just like
oh, yeah, well, that's oh, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we made it. I mean, Caesar said it was only 10 seconds we had to make it, but
I hope that's all it was, because 2 minutes and 58 seconds in, you dropped the first one, Mookie. No, I'm excited, Mook. This is super exciting. Hell is Real Part 3 with the MLS Cup berth on the line. That's wild, dude. Are you shook at all about that? Like, when I first saw the brackets come out, I had said to my wife, "Oh, this is kind of cool. We could see FCC versus Columbus in the Eastern Conference Finals," and now it actually happened. And I'm a little scared. I'm a little shook. A little bit.
I mean, I am, but in a weird way, I think it's good because it's going to get the team so focused on the match. You know what I mean? They're not going to be all tight about, oh my God, we could go to the MLS Cup final. It's going to be, oh my God, we got to beat the fucking Crew. There you go again. Whatever. Twice in 5 minutes. Fine. They cancel each other out. That's how it works, right? Double negative. But yeah, it's like, honestly, everyone always wants to beat the Crew. So like, regardless of when it is, like, that's going to be what the focus is, not the fact that this could be the first team to actually bring a right title to the city since, I don't know, like 1885 or something. It's going to be a hell of a match. I think the intensity is going to be there. Candidly, I'm more nervous about whether or not I'll be able to get MLS Cup tickets because I think they're going to hose us season ticket holders. I kind of expect it, right? Like, the Linders and Birding are gonna fuck. Oh, there you go, 3.
Oh my God, Mookie! Jesus,
what's wrong with you guys?
What is it, Mookie? You don't have to work blue every single time, man.
I mean,
you need to start drinking again. You could.
That might be what it is. Yeah. Still trying to bounce back. Saturday, I'll tell you what, it was cold on Saturday. Oh boy, trying to stay clean with that one there, but It's going to be great. It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be well played. I just hope the officiating stands up and makes sure it doesn't get nasty and dirty. That tends to happen in MLS, but
just make sure you create plays for blown calls,
Just create great blown calls.
Do what winners do.
That's right.
Create
do what winners do.
That'll lead to blown calls that'll be in your favor.
Put the pressure on the officials to screw things up in your favor. That's all you need. You know what I mean? But also shout out Sarah. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Sarah.
What better way to spend your birthday than with us idiots? And just, I missed the last show. Why aren't we saying fuck?
Biscuit, last week Caesar unveiled that you're not supposed to say within the first 10 minutes or YouTube throttles you on the algorithm, and I rightfully pointed out that everybody on the show dropped it within the first 20 seconds of the show last week. It was ridiculously fast, so I just had to call it out. But yes, happy birthday, Sarah. Glad you're here. Shout out to everybody in the comment section chiming in. We got Robert Taylor in there, our good boy Matt Barr, Biscuits hanging out. We got Brendan McGlynn. He's chiming in from snowy upstate New York. That sounds awful.
Boo.
And then Dan said he's just here.
Cheers for tuning in, but boo to the snow.
Doubting Harbaugh. We got it.
Then he's got then don't forget, put that back up. He's got the stock going down emoji.
Yep, stock going down.
Yeah. Does not play well, but hey,
the Michigan fan. I have questions about Harbaugh. I've got questions about Harbaugh that we need to get to. Also, comparison that I've realized that Ohio State fans and Michigan fans are the same people. They just wear different clothes.
I've been saying that forever. I get resistance from both sides. Both sides are like, nah, fuck that. I'm like, okay, y'all are.
Oh, Scott did it.
Whatever. I figure I'm in the clear now. We've got you.
See, I just clear. You know what? I'm just like the lead blocker, Scott. I got you, man. Open it up that hole.
Mookie's the wedge. Just powering through with F-bombs so that everybody else can dance to the end zone afterwards and a train of raining behind us.
I mean, how appropriate does that sound, too, though? Like the guy on
There's
the show
a promo
with the most
for the week.
Trauma and damage is the wedge. Like, yeah, that fits. That tracks.
And yes, I know Ohio State at the end of the day is worse, Dan. But I mean, y'all got a little pesky this year. Y'all got a little irritating this year. The rhetoric got just a little bit like, oh, man, all right, let's just calm down here.
Biscuit rightfully pointing out, how are you just finding out about the YouTube throttle? You've been throttled for years.
Right. That's what's keeping us down.
How is this show not growing? I feel like we put out a good product. We have fun. Everybody chimes in. There's a lot of comments. It's flowing, but it doesn't seem to grow exponentially. I think we've got it figured out now. We finally, what is this, 8 years into the show, Scott? We finally cracked the code. It's just because we drop F-bombs right away. Thank you to our wedge.
The funniest part about it, though, is that when Caesar brought that up, the thought flashed through my head. Where I was like, man, didn't we actually try to not do that 2 years ago for that exact reason? We used to actually make an effort.
We tried to go clean, and it was the hardest that we've ever worked on this show to not swear. It was brutal, but it wasn't us. That's not who we were. So
Brendan gets extra credit for this one. He says it's the Robert Taylor throttling effect. Strictly because he misspelled his name. That's the best part.
Which all the people on audio can totally get that without you saying it. Good call.
That's why I pointed it out. Yeah, exactly.
But they don't know that it was misspelled other than you saying it.
That's why I had to say it. So I said it.
Right,
so the people
but then
on
you have
would
to
know.
spell out how it was misspelled. Otherwise, it's just
he spelled it
Mookie's just driving traffic to YouTube. He's like, I don't care if you listen to the podcast. You want in on the jokes? Sub to the YouTube page, okay? Craft Beef Sports on YouTube. Go find it. That's
Fight
how you
the throttle. Fight the throttle.
We got a great show. It's a lot of college football talk tonight, everybody. That's as I was going through trying to figure out what to talk about. It was just college football story after college football story. There is a really good Team Petty baseball story that we're going to have to talk about tonight. And maybe we'll let Mookie talk a little bit more about Hell is Real. Before we do all of that, though, let's talk about these beers that we are drinking tonight. Scott, what is in your mug? And let's rate it on the scale. Would you bang your beer?
I am the basicest of bitches. In fact, I'm a dirt McGirt, you might call me. Mr. Steal Yo Girl. Because tonight I'm going with Great Lakes
Lakes.
Cookie Exchange Milk Stout.
Yes.
We are Eskimo brothers on this one because this bad boy right here. Yeah, Eiffel Tower, baby.
I wish I would have known you were having it because we could have Eiffel Towered it tonight.
Yeah, when I found it, there was no doubt. Like right after your episode 2 weeks ago, I immediately went to the store and found it. And I was gonna do it last week, but then I kind of forgot to put it in the fridge, and so had to hold off. And I was like, all right, it's cool because Mike will be here. So yeah, in case you forgot though, 5.5 milk stout. I mean, it's fucking fantastic. It's amazing. Like,
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
such a good beer. I need to find more of that. Mookie, what are you drinking? Would you bang your beer?
I mean, yeah, it's again one of those things where if it's all you got to bang, then you're gonna bang it, right? Like a hole's a hole, a mouth's a mouth. So getting down with that Bud Zero again.
Throttle.
Throttled.
Throttled.
I didn't even say anything bad there either. That's the best part about it, right? Like, hide your kids, hide your wife. You don't want them hearing this shit. But yeah, I'd fuck with it.
Mookie, I love that even stone sober, you are a train wreck. It's
Yeah,
such
right.
an amazing talent that you
Kind of
have.
makes you wonder.
Gabe asking, where's Caesar? Caesar is going to try to get here. He's dealing with some stuff right now, so he's going to try to get here hopefully before the end of the show, but he will...
He
at
did
least-
survive Black Friday working retail, though, if that's why you're asking, Gabe, because I know there could always be some questions there. You know what I mean? They say about Black Friday, get your 80-inch TV and a felony charge all in one stop. But he's good.
I didn't do anything because my son has been not sleeping after his tonsillectomy, but I have heard that Black Friday was worthless this year. Like nobody was out. It was bad. So I hope so for Caesar's sake. I hope that was the case down in Texas as well. Dan pointing out we went from not saying the F word to Eiffel Towers. Hashtag throttle.
Yeah. It's got 2 F's in it.
What do you know? We're just talking about the landmark in Paris. Like it's
Yeah.
city of love.
The Olympics are in Paris in 2024. We're getting a head start.
Yeah, we're just
We love our Olympics here on this show.
There's one thing you know about us. It's that
There's
we
one
love
thing
those
you know
Olympic
about
sports.
Craft Brewed Sports.
That's
We love
right.
our Olympics.
There's some great beer names.
We will
in
be
the chat
covering
too, Mike.
beatboxing.
Isn't breakdancing an Olympic sport this summer?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Breakdancing, beatboxing,
actually
breakdancing.
I
One of
want
those.
beatboxing now. I don't want breakdancing.
Yeah. I was just gonna
Yeah,
say
for sure.
how I came up with an unintentional idea there. Like that's, I would actually tune in for beatboxing. And if the U.S. team didn't take that shit, like, would that be the biggest upset in Olympic history?
I don't know, man. Like, there's some DJs over there in Europe that got mad flow. Like, I wouldn't feel so bad.
I just want to see like the Norwegian beatboxer pops up and then like that's some gold right there.
Matt Riley pointing out that the wrong half of me.
All
confused
three of us
beatboxing.
went to click that, by the way. All
Yeah, I was
three
just
of
gonna
us.
say everybody was excited to point that comment out. Thank you, Matt. I tried to gloss over it real good too. I tried.
Oh, we
but,
were all going for it. There was no glossing. All three of
Yeah.
us were racing to that comment to try to get it on screen. All right, Gabe is drinking Dime Bag, a triple IPA, 10% ABV from Sycamore Brewing. Banging. Dude, that is such a great name for
Yeah.
an IPA,
Dime
especially
Bag,
like
that's
triple
awesome.
IPA. Oh,
Yeah.
those triple IPAs that are just straight up hops and just, that's fantastic.
bet it's
Matt
dank.
Barr, yeah, that's definitely dank. Especially at 10%. Matt Barr is drinking a Double Murder Hornet New England Double IPA, 9% ABV from Strange Ways, taking her out for a nice seafood dinner, and then definitely calling again.
Wow, seafood.
Dan is drinking a Sam Adams Cold IPA,
Oh, I love
super hoppy,
those.
digging it, would bang hard. Everybody's going super hoppy in the comments.
Yeah.
Scott. Got a lot of dad pops going in the comment section. The birthday girl Sarah White drinking a Winking Owl Sangria. That's a good way to celebrate.
Hell yeah.
Is that just a euphemism for butthole?
What?
Winking owl?
Yeah, but what? Like
I just-
butthole sangria? Is that what you're trying to suggest?
I mean, I guess.
Move on.
I was just asking a question.
Biscuit is drinking Hank's seasonal pumpkin spice soda. It tastes like clove and pumpkin battery acid. It makes me want to be celibate. I don't even want to touch myself.
Wow.
Holy God.
But he's finishing it, so I'll give you credit for that, Biscuit. Way to stick with it, man.
Oh, I mean, you gotta finish.
You got to finish.
You can't waste the one that's open. You might not finish the other 5, but you're finishing the one you open. I would. I'd pawn the other 5 off on somebody.
Trade him for something else.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for inviting me over for the party. I brought this ice back.
I just said random. No, see, that's when you take 2 out and then you take 3 and then 3 to something else, and you're like, I just had these, just had a little homemade 6-packs here.
Yeah,
You
then
can
you're
at least
stuck
get
with
rid of
2.
3.
Then you got to find another person upon the 2 up. What you do is you take a different can and you pop it into that 6th place in like the back corner. So that way it's like hidden. So it looks like it's a 6-pack of all the same. And then there's the Bud Light Lime that's lurking in the back. Not only did I pawn off shitty stuff on you, but also Bud Light Lime. Gotcha.
You've been limed.
Oh.
Rexamillion is drinking Einstock Olgerd Winter Ale. What
Damn.
is that? 8% ABV brewed with spruce tips and
Yeah.
smoked barley. Would be very shy, but would bang.
I would.
Whew, that is amazing.
That sounds interesting.
Mookie, Sarah rightfully pointing out nobody wants to drink butthole sangria.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's why I was like, why would you name it that then?
And
it just didn't make
Biscuit is
sense.
correcting you. It's not winking owl, it's winking starfish.
Oh.
Whoops.
Okay.
Whoa,
Yeah,
hold up.
that
Hold
sounds
up.
like a gray area.
Biscuit also said it was 1 of 4
What?
mix pack. 3 were pumpkin, 1 was ghost
Yeesh.
pepper soda.
What?
Listen, we've had some like spicy beers on
That
the show. I don't know if I
sounds
could do a
awful.
spicy soda. Like
No,
oof.
no, that sounds.
I mean, I would
bad.
try it though. That's worth a shot,
No,
right?
No, the carbonation and the spice. I'm good. I'm probably choking on that one. And whatever euphemisms you want for that,
What do
just run
What
with
do
it. I
you
don't care. I'm
think's
choking
worse,
on
the Jersey Long Hots beer or the
Oh.
ghost pepper soda?
the ghost pepper soda. I'll drink the
wow.
long hots beer because
Can
I
you
don't like
imagine-
spice. Like it'd be done. It'd be
Think
double
about what
burn.
that would feel like coming out of your winking starfish. That'd be rough.
Wow. Way to redeem yourself.
That was well done, Mook.
So I
I'm
guess-
drinking. So over Thanksgiving, Uncle Whitey came to party with the kids. So he brought me some Mad Tree Thunder Snow. It's
Yes.
an 8.5% Scottish ale. I'm absolutely banging this beer. It is delicious. It's one of my favorite beers in the wintertime to get. So definitely taking this one home and making sweet, sweet love to it. Let us know in the comments what you guys are drinking, whether or not you would bang it. Let's start the show off with
Wait, real quick before you get out.
Sorry.
You mentioned Thanksgiving, and you weren't here to give your 5.
Oh
You had
yeah.
turkey. I need
Yeah.
to hear your other 4, bro. I need to get your 4.
We
How
What
need
else
did
it.
is on that
you guys-
plate?
How did you guys like mess this up so much where it was like, okay, it's top 5, everybody has turkey, name 4. Like, why didn't you just say top 5 sides? Turkey's already included, name 5 sides. Why did we? Why did it get
Shut
so
up,
confused?
That wasn't the game. And actually, to be honest with you, I was kind of glad you shortened it because I was like, how long is this going to fucking take? I didn't want it to make the show run long. So
It was longer than it
But
already
it fucking
was.
worked. It worked. It fucking worked.
We did a Century Club though, and we did it well.
So top 4 sides, bitch.
4.
All right, top 4 sides. So we're going. Number 4 is cranberry sauce. Number 3 is green bean casserole. Number 2 is pumpkin pie, and then number 1 is stuffing. All of the stuffing, all of it. Like, give me the entire tray of stuffing. I will smother it in gravy and then mix in a little turkey with it. It's nothing but
Yep.
stuffing for me. all
Yep.
day.
Yo, did you know that I work with people who said they didn't like stuffing, specifically stovetop? And I was
Did
like,
you
what the
burn
fuck
them at
is-
the
what
stake?
fuck is wrong with
Because
that? I
what
didn't
the
know.
hell
I
kind of
said, what the fuck
that?
is wrong with you? Like, you don't like butter and bread and seasoning? Like, that's all it is. Like,
It's just straight carbs and flavor.
yeah.
What,
I
it's
don't know.
breadcrumbs,
I
butter, and
don't
seasoning.
like the people that don't like stuffing. When I'm at a Thanksgiving, somebody's like, "Oh, I'm not a stuffing fan." I'm like, "Great, good. I am so glad you're here because that's more for me." Because fantastic. I'm super happy about that.
Dude, birthday girl Sarah White not only continuing to roast Caesar from last week, saying he made us include turkey, also pointed out her mom puts bacon in the stuffing.
That sounds good.
Oh
Dude,
my
I did have some
God.
bad stuffing. I can't remember. It was within the last 5 years. Somebody had that like kind of wetter stuffing, but it's where it's not kind of all the way cooked, and it was just like,
Oh,
Don't care.
fuck is this?
I'll still
Like,
eat it.
it was the first time it was the first time I was ever like, I'm good on this. Like,
are you saying it was moist?
but like way too moist, like almost fucking watery.
Like
You're like,
dripping? Like you
yeah. Yeah, it was like a waterfall. I was like, no. I'm
Oh.
good.
The gush. You were chewing on the gush, Scott.
Oh yeah.
Munching the gush.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Rex with a question. Do you actually stuff it or do you have dressing? My southern wife gets heated if you call it wrong. Yeah, we have dressing. It's technically considered.
Yeah, it's dressing.
And it's tough.
I'm not eating it out of the fucking bird.
You can only fit so much in the turkey.
Look, when you've got to scoop something out of a bird,
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm good on that. Like
Yeah.
I'll take it. It's not really stuffing. It's dressing. I'm fine with labeling it incorrectly my entire life. I would rather call it the wrong name than scoop it out
Wow.
of and eat it.
Sorry, but our friend from that school up north is once again showing why he deserves zero airtime. So first, we'll Biscuit. I thought you were here last week. But Biscuit showing his 5. He says,
He already
"Get rid of."
wasn't here last week. Remember?
Oh, he
that?
wasn't here last week. Well, look,
Also, I
wasn't paying
love this
attention.
plate of carbs he's rolling.
Yeah, I think that's really what we're getting at here is that your plate of carbs. He says, get rid of the turkey. It's trash. Debatable, but 5 rolls, 4 macaroni and cheese, 3 yams, 2 mashed potatoes, and number 1 stuffing.
See, this is how I would have been if it was just top 5 sides and we didn't have like top 5, but turkeys included. I would have included macaroni and cheese in that list.
Yeah,
but it's
macaroni and
just
cheese
on the
gotta be
outside for me.
in there.
Dan saying mashed potatoes, collard greens, green bean casserole, mac and cheese, stuffing is trash.
Ugh. Also, that's
Move this man!
yeah.
It was necessary. You can't. Stuffing is
Absolutely.
not trash. I'm sorry.
No.
That's an
Especially
unacceptable.
on Thanksgiving. There's a bunch
Hey,
of other shit.
I know. I think I know the answer, but I mean, like, you gravy on your stuffing, guy? Because I mean,
Oh.
I mean, there's no reason not to gravy it, and I'm not saying you can't eat stuffing without gravy, but man, that stuffing with the gravy just slaps extra hard.
I am gravy on the entire
Yeah,
plate.
the whole plate,
Everything
right?
gets
Yeah.
gravy on it. There was one year that we went to my wife's grandma's house and nobody had made gravy.
Are you
So it
fucking
was a
kidding me?
dry
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. Like
that's happened before by mistake usually, like where it was one of those things like, oh, forgot to do the gravy. Well, we've already kind of started eating, like, and I'm like,
yeah,
this is a mistake. This
yeah,
is a
it
fucking
was.
mistake.
It was not good.
Okay.
I have made sure to remind her every year since, like, hey, make sure we got gravy, right? Like, there's gravy. That year, I had texted my family, like, hey, happy Thanksgiving, because it was like one of the first Thanksgivings that I didn't go home and we stayed with her family. I was like, hey, happy Thanksgiving, miss you guys. By the way, they don't have gravy here. My siblings spent the entire night sending me pictures of their plates with nothing but gravy. I was so pissed. I was so mad, man. But yes, gravy is a must. It's on everything.
Kind of walked into that
Yeah.
one.
I
Yeah.
did. I blame myself. Let's talk football. Tons to get to, Scott. I think we start at the statement that was made at the top of the show because the game was this past weekend. Michigan beats Ohio State. They did have a fantastic troll. I don't know if you saw this, Scott, but apparently the flyover of the big house, like during the national anthem, the airplane that they had fly over the stadium was a spy plane.
Yes, I did hear about that. That's good stuff. They
Wow.
leaning into it.
It's
Leaning
a
into it.
great troll. It's a fantastic troll. Harbaugh gets $500,000 bonus for making the Big Ten championship game despite not coaching 6 games this season because of suspensions. The first 3 beginning of the year, he had those suspensions because of the hamburgers, and then the last 3 obviously because of Spygate with Connor Stallions. But he still gets the bonus, and he's still out here going, you know what? It's crazy that they don't share revenue with these Wait, what's that? 500K? All right, cool. Just put that right in my account. I would totally take a paid cut if it meant the kids got paid. Do I get another bonus if we win the call? I do. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, but this is crazy that these kids aren't getting paid. And he just keeps offering the lip service. And this is where the take came from, because Michigan fans are defending him to the death. And it just reminds me, like, they're the same people. Ohio State fans and Michigan fans are the exact same people. They just wear different clothes. Like, it has become so, as somebody who's been on the outside,
the same clothes, it's just different colors.
Yeah.
No, it's totally different. Some of them, the Michigan ones wear parkas.
It's like the same exact clothing. They're like, that shit's ugly. It's like, really? It's really just the same clothes. Like, clothing people.
Hold on. Michigan's got Jumpman, though.
They do have Jumpman.
They got Jumpman, so like, their drip is a little bit better.
Okay, so it's the same foundation. They sew a different logo on it, but the logo and the colors, that's it.
Yes, so, the poor children in China sew a different logo on. You're right.
Dan saying lip service while being completely underpaid for a college coach based on the market. He's going to make between $7 and $10 million this year. I don't know how you think that's underpaid. And on top of that, let's take a step back, because this is the other thing that drives me nuts. Harbaugh is a god now. Michigan has elevated him. 2 years ago, they wanted him fired. The guy sucked because he couldn't beat Ohio State. He needed to go. Now he's a god because he's beaten Ohio State 3 times. Do you know what Harbaugh has done in bowl games, Scott? Do you have any idea what Harbaugh's record is in bowl games?
I do. He hasn't won a single one while at Michigan.
Technically, he won one. He won his first one.
Oh, well, was it like a non? Well, okay, wait, I take that back. He hasn't won any playoff games.
He hasn't won any playoff games.
Yeah,
he's 0-2 in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. I was thinking bowl games are the ones that matter. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, he's 1-6 in all bowl games.
Wow.
In all bowl games that he has coached at Michigan. He has a very similar track record to Brian fucking Kelly. That's like the level that Jim Harbaugh is. Mookie, that is the correct face. It's the same thing. It's the guy that, like, he's a good coach. He's turned the program around. He's done very well at Michigan. He's beaten Ohio State 3 years in a row. He hasn't done shit, though, because if a Notre Dame fan were sitting here talking about how great Marcus Freeman was with a 1-6 record in bowl games, everybody would be shitting on how irrelevant Notre Dame is. Like, it is mind-boggling to me that they will go to these lengths to defend the man.
But Marcus Freeman's a lot better looking.
He is. God, is he good
looking? Like, so there is that. Like, let's put that in our cap. And then Sarah, of course, correctly pointing out, but did he kill someone? So there is that difference to consider too when comparing him to BK. But yeah, he is the epitome of mediocrity. He is what Texas A&M fans would kill for. But you know, this is what you expect out of the Big Ten, right? Like, you don't actually win anything in this conference. Even Ohio State, they've got one national championship in the last like 17 years or something like that. It's the Big Ten, man. They're just happy people are talking about them, and that's all it takes. That's all they care about.
You're 100% right, because Dan chimed in. No one cares about bowl games.
They don't.
Get the fuck out.
They don't. Like, I mean, that's why I said it was like, like I thought it was the game. Like,
okay, even if you take that out, he's 0-2 in the playoffs. He's 0-2 in the playoffs. Yeah. He's 1-6 in the bowl games. Like, nobody cares about bowl games. Fine. I would disagree, because there's always incentives tied to the coach's contract around bowl wins. So I would say that people do give a shit about bowl games, at least somewhat. And 30 straight Big Ten wins. Who gives a fuck? Congratulations on beating Rutgers and Maryland and Minnesota and fucking Iowa.
Yeah,
and
that's
Wisconsin.
Not that big of a deal.
Fucking deal. Like, okay, great. Congratulations. You beat the fraud that is Penn State, and you finally got over the hump.
State as high as they are. Like, I think they came in at 9th or something. Like, what the fuck are these people looking at? Penn State's not good. Like, I mean, the team that Michigan's going to play this week, Iowa. backed into a Big Ten title matchup by scoring 13 fucking points. 10 of those, it took them 59 minutes and 55 seconds to get. And the last 3 they lucked into because the other team sucks ass so bad they can't throw a forward pass.
Hold up. I love Iowa, though, Mookie, because they have fans that cheer for punts. Like, they're
my God, yeah.
in the stands cheering for punts. The under cashes every Iowa game.
Every week, it's a legendary under. Like, they are what's wrong with football. Life is too short to bet the under, and yet they're making it a cool thing. Like, no. Why? We're going backwards. Like, their defense isn't even good. It's just everyone else sucks ass. Like, it'd be different if it was like a Georgia defense knocking everyone's head off their shoulders. But no, it's like, we held you to 2 yards in a cloud of dust. That down. Like, all right, come at us again on 3rd and long. Like, god damn, dude. We'd be better off watching baseball.
I know. You fuck. You fuck.
Sip, chug, drain, pour. Watching golf. Watching Iowa's constipated offense, or watching baseball.
Drain pouring Iowa, chugging golf, and I'm sipping baseball all day. I'm already counting days till spring training. Get fucked.
That is the correct answer, Scott. That is correct.
You sip golf because you can bet on so much more stuff and not fall asleep. Like, even betting half innings in baseball is boring as shit. So, like, I'll chug that, and then I'll pour drain Iowa's offense because, God, they can't even – their uniforms suck. Like, there's nothing about that program that's redeeming.
I'm surprised you would say that. Degenerate gambler who had a surefire bet win every single week with the underhitting is against watching Iowa football.
Yeah, because it's so painful. It's not worth the degeneracy and profit. Like, there is a point where money doesn't rule everything. Like, can we fact check Sarah? She said Iowa scored 20 touchdowns this year, and everyone fears the Terrapins.
That seems high.
Yeah, but I would believe it. Like, that's insane. 20?
They had to put a clause into Kirk Ferentz's kid's contract.
He's getting fired.
He had to average 24 points a week in order to keep his job, and he couldn't. He couldn't do it.
How many games would you have had to wipe off Iowa's schedule? Like, give them all their points, but how many less games would they have had to play for him to average the 25 points? Because I feel like it was like 6.
They even had it stacked for him because it wasn't like they had to have 24 points from the offense. It was just you had to have 24 points, and they couldn't even do that. He was like, defense, help me out here. I'm trying to keep my fucking job. Like, somebody score points here. Gabe saying this, and I've heard this quite a bit this week. And, Scott, I'm interested in your take as being the non-college football fan on the show. But Gabe saying the game might not be the game anymore. And I'm assuming he means because playoffs are expanding next year. So, like, this year's matchup, number 2 versus number 3, Ohio State loses. They're essentially eliminated from the playoffs. But next year, they're still in. So does this take the luster off of the game? Is it no longer the game, or is this still okay? Or is this still going to be a big deal?
Oh, it's still a big deal. I mean, because it was a big deal before the playoffs. It'll be a big deal regardless of that. Like, I mean, at least in this area, I don't know. I've lived in Ohio my whole life. I can't imagine, like, no matter what, here, it's always going to be a big fucking deal. But I don't know how to judge it nationally. I mean, I know that it's a big rivalry in sports, but I feel always kind of biased having lived in Ohio my whole life because it feels big no matter what living here. So, I mean, that's a question for somebody outside of Ohio and Michigan to ask, like, because otherwise I think it'll always stay relevant. Like, even me not watching college football with any regularity thinks it's a big fucking deal. So
Matt Barr is saying it's forever going to be a big deal because
there's that
to live for. And Gabe clarifying, I guess that's true. Now that the Big Ten is like the Big 28 and they stretch from sea to shining sea, he is saying that they could play in the Big Ten championship. So you could have Ohio State versus Michigan to end the regular season and then turn around and play again in the Big Ten championship. I still don't think that takes any luster off of the game.
Yeah.
I think it's still a big deal. And I still think, look, even with playoff expansion, like we talked about it before, there are going to be people who are jockeying for positions, right? Like, yeah, you might still be in, but now instead of hosting it the second round, now you got to go on the road in the first round to play somebody. Like, that's a big deal. So there are stakes. They might not be as high as stakes, but there's still going to be stakes attached to these regular season games. And this is coming from the guy who didn't want any playoffs to start with. I was like, how it was, baby.
I remember them. I remember those days. I wish past Mike could come into the future and see this Mike talking. I'd love it.
Past Mike is yelling at a keg in Ledgewood going, "You sellout son of a bitch, leave my sport alone. It was fine how it was. We lasted 100 years without a true national champion. Why do we need one now? This is bullshit."
Young Mike is older than you.
That's true. Yeah. It's weird, man.
Young Mike is the OWG in the scenario.
That gives me hope. That means when I get older, I'm not going to be an OWG. Like, I'm just going to slowly get more and more cool with things. Like, that's awesome. I'm on a great
Benjamin buttoned your
here.
way into this shit, man.
Tank pointing out Penn State. That's
a
badass Billy Gunn of
analogy.
NCAA football.
That is hilarious.
I did the math, by the way. Iowa would have to only play 2/3 of their schedule to average 25 points. They would have to play 8 games and somehow skip 4 with the amount of touchdowns they scored. Because Sarah was right; they had 9 throwing, 11 rushing, and 2 miscellaneous. And who knows what that shit is? And we can't sleep on Biscuit's comment here about baseball. You can't sip on baseball with the pitch clock because you have to chug now.
That's right, damn it.
So didn't want that one to get skipped because that's gold.
That is a very good one. All right, so Michigan wins. Good for Harbaugh. Good for whatever. I don't care, man. Like I just don't
can't even fabricate a shit about this.
I tried to get like up for watching the game. I was tired. I was angry. I didn't sleep much. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Good. It is very rare when there's a game that big and like my kids will be like, "Who do you want to win, Daddy?" And I'm like, I really don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. I don't care either way. Who do you want to win, buddy? And he's like, I want the blue team to win. I'm like, cool. That's
I love that question though. Dad, who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for? And I'm like, I mean, I don't really give a shit. I guess this team, because if I like do some mental gymnastics, it's probably better for them to win for me in the long run somehow. I don't know. But generally, I don't give a shit. Like, that's the best feeling in the world to be able to tell them. They're like, they feel like you have to be rooting for somebody. I'm like, nah.
See, and that is when you put money on the game, because
I watched my first extended like non-49ers game this past. Like, I watched almost all of that Bills-Eagles game, and all I was rooting for was the entire time was my fantasy team. I was like, I sat there and rooted for every scenario that would push things into the exact thing that happened, and that was to get overtime and to make it so that Jalen Hurts had to get more yards and potentially do what he did, which was run in for a touchdown. And I was like, that's a 40-point day. Hell yeah, thank you, overtime. He went from scoring 25 to 40 just because of overtime in that last drive. I was like, that was amazing. And that's all I gave a shit about. I jumped up when he scored the touchdown. Joe was like, why are you excited about the Eagles? I was like, I don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers. It's about this fantasy.
I'll give a
damn
about no Drake night.
I had a Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens parlay with some ESPN free money. So when the Eagles won, I was very excited about that. I was like, shit, I still got one more to sit through. Oh man, this is gonna be a rough one.
Yo, but your boy over there, you made some good work with the Mouse's cash. Like,
I did.
You put it to work.
We're not gonna throw out, in case there's legal entities, but let's just say free money can become real money when it comes to free bets at ESPN Bet. So
who do you think is going to come get you, Mike? Who are you afraid of right now? Vegas? IRS?
Oh, IRS. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Well, we got throttled, so they're not going to see. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's cool, man. You're good.
We've been throttled. That means we're absolved of all charges.
Exactly. That's how that works. And
Officer,
right in
I don't
time
know.
for...
I would like to present Exhibit A. 10 live viewers. Okay, this is totally throttled, so anything I say can't be held against me. Okay, them's the laws. I don't know how
exactly.
But you can get a DUI because you don't have a college diploma. I'm sorry, man. I just want to make sure you're clear on that legalese too. So since Caesar's not here to remind you.
Appreciate you reminding me, Mookie, that I didn't graduate from college. Thank you.
And we did get to 11 viewers because Tyson posted, "Yay, tuned in just in time for Fancy Talk." Shuts YouTube browser. Moving on. God damn it. You click it.
We can't move on because as big of a game as Ohio State Michigan is, apparently they both need to step their petty game up because it rivals comparison to some of these other rivalry week games. Scott, did you see what happened in the Virginia Tech game?
I did not.
Oh, I am so glad I get to tell you this story because this is
awesome.
Team Petty approved, Scott. This is like you're gonna applaud this. So Virginia played Virginia Tech. They played it at Virginia. Virginia Tech wins the game. After the game, Virginia Tech decides they're going to all get together on the 50-yard line and take a team picture, probably with like the scoreboard in the background to commemorate beating their rival, Virginia. Virginia decided to turn the fucking sprinklers on during the team picture.
That's so good. That's so good. I mean, they got the guy up on the trash can and everything. They got the other guy who's like signaling when to smile and shit. Oh, it's brilliant, dude.
Oh, that's so great.
Scott, on the Team Petty scale, where does this rank? Because it's got to be high.
Solid. That's a solid 12. It's a solid 12. Because, I mean, you're like, how do we get these motherfuckers off our field? How dare they celebrate? Dude, you dare me to turn on these sprinklers? Oh, yeah. Go for it. And just fucking douses. Oh, that's good stuff, man. That's fantastic.
See, I think there's a missed opportunity here, too, because you know how you always hear about the intern and whoever getting fired after someone fucks up with the scoreboard or whatever. Like, this is an opportunity for them to come out and be like, yeah, and our grad assistant who had this great idea to water the Virginia Tech football team also received a bonus, a spot bonus. Here.
Oh,
or he got promoted.
A full ride.
Yeah, that's funny, man. I like that a lot. What a dick move, but
that's so
that's
perfect.
Funny.
Or you know what would have made it better too is they go back into their locker room after that and the showers don't work. Kind of like with the Giants game or whoever it was, the Jets or someone.
In New York. Tank said throttled is the new sovereign citizen legal defense. All right, so that was my favorite. Scott, I did want to know, so this was like essentially the last rivalry week of the Pac-12 because it doesn't exist anymore after this. Basically,
nope.
Two teams left in the Pac-12. We are up on the last Pac-12 championship. They actually did like an homage to the Pac-12 during some of the games this weekend, like the Oregon-Washington. Was it Oregon-Washington? No, it was Oregon State. They had like a tribute to the Pac-12 because
there was a picture of the duck and the beaver like with their arms around each other, like pouring one out.
That's weird.
It's so bizarre. But here's what I realized, Scott. I don't know if you know. Do you remember when the playoffs first were announced? When they first went to the 14 playoff? They had to go with this weird, like, rotating of the bowl games for the semifinals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they had to do some of the games on New Year's Eve and and the opposite year they were on New Year's Day. And it was all because the Rose Bowl wouldn't budge.
Yes.
And we're like, we're always on New Year's Day. So I don't give a shit. We're always going to be on New Year's Day. I realized as I'm watching all the end of these Pac-12 rivalries, and this is the last Pac-12 championship, What the fuck's going to happen with the Rose Bowl, man? Like, there's no longer a Pac-12 tie-in. And beyond that, what about the other 6 or 7 bowl games that have Pac-12 tie-ins? Like, I didn't even consider what this does to like the bowl system in general with a conference just disappearing. Is there going to be a conference that steps up and gets elevated to take those tie-ins?
Because they don't matter. That's why you never consider them.
They do matter. Scott, there is a fucking Pop-Tarts Bowl this year where there will be an edible mascot. Bowl games matter. Okay?
Wait, what? There's a what? Who's eating what?
How did we bury this lead? Wait, like seriously, what?
I knew what I was doing on this one.
There's an edible mascot?
Pop-Tarts announced that they are sponsoring. It's no longer the Cheez-It Bowl. It's the Pop-Tarts Bowl now.
I like the Cheez-It Bowl,
and
though.
There is going to be an edible mascot. So after the game, the winning team is going to get to take bites of the mascot. I think what it's going to be is there's going to be like a fucking Pop-Tart running around. And then at the end of the game, they're going to have a giant Pop-Tart that they wheel out like they do on Thanksgiving with like the turkey legs. They're going to be like
6 legs.
It's going to have like a face on it. And they're going to be like, eat the mascot. And everybody gets to eat a piece of the Pop-Tart.
I was going to say, I was like, I really don't want to fucking be the mascot where you got to like put an edible thing on your arm so that like all the players can take a bite out of it. Like for the fucking gag and be like, I didn't sign up for this shit. Like, who's the backup mascot? Because that's the day he's getting on the duty. Like, I'm sick for the bowl game. I'm not gonna make it into work today. Sorry.
I did have a fun visual when they first announced this of just some like high school kid dressed as a Pop-Tart running down the field for his life as 300-pound linemen were like, get the fuck over here! Just trying to eat his face.
What flavor Pop-Tart though? Like what flavor Pop-Tart you think that would be? Like because
they're going with a generic ass fucking strawberry because like,
I was gonna say
it's
iced or not iced.
They're going to do it something. It's going to be ice. There's going to be like
Yeah.
sprinkles and some shit because it's a mascot. If they wanted to do it right and honor Pop-Tarts appropriately, it would be brown sugar cinnamon. But they are going to screw this up and be
This
like,
motherfucker right here spitting fast.
I was gonna say, is there some veiled OWG shit in the fact that they're not doing the brown sugar cinnamon?
No. It's just because like strawberry is like the default, like generic go-to brand. Like if they're showing a Pop-Tart display, it's just the red filling with the sprinkles. Like it's just like
I don't know, man. Cookies and creams gets a lot of playtime too, though.
That's what Gabe
Yeah.
said. Cookies
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
cream.
I know. I mean, there's plenty of them that get play. Like there's plenty of them that have a cult following. But if you're just like the generic Pop-Tart, it's just that one with the red filling. So that's just like the strawberry stuff.
Sarah also keeping Caesar close to our hearts here, saying because he's not here, she's curious: is there dairy in those Pop-Tarts? Does he have to worry about his lactose intolerance?
Hey, I got a question. So this made me think about this because recently I was looking and I'm like, damn, there are way more Pop-Tart flavors than I ever realized. And when you look this shit up, it'll blow your fucking mind. But I'm trying to think of one now for a sip, chug, drain, pour. But which is like better between the two? Pop-Tarts assortment of flavors or Oreo's assortment of flavors? Like who's got the better like flavor catalog where you're like, damn.
That's
okay, hold
easy.
up. I'm going to come back to you on that one because that is a fantastic question that we need to address. But I just Googled Pop-Tart flavors and I am on.
And here you go.
I am on poptarts.com right now.
Yeah, and here you go where it's going to blow your mind, the fucking flavor.
Absolutely unreal, the flavors that are available.
Dude, I went down a rabbit hole one day.
You've got an Eggo frosted maple flavor Pop-Tart. So Eggo frosted Pop-Tarts. You've got chocolate chip Pop-Tarts. You've got hot fudge sundae Pop-Tarts. There's the cookies and cream, the aforementioned cookies and cream, the fudge, pumpkin pie, s'mores I know about. That's good. But here's the ones that blew my mind, fellas. Snickerdoodle Pop-Tarts. Pumpkin pie, Apple Jacks Pop-Tarts.
Oh. Do they taste like apple?
The slice orange soda Pop-Tart? Does that one? They still have that?
Are you serious?
Don't have
Did they
that
change
currently,
the brand
but
of the
I
soda?
didn't scroll down far enough. I just made it through the favorites and the new, but also frosted banana bread Pop-Tarts.
Oh, I had that one. That was this past summer. I had that one. It's fucking delicious.
Fucking unreal.
Co-signing that shit.
This is why it's easy because Oreo's got some crazy flavors, but I've had some bad fucking Oreos, man. Like they don't all hit. Whereas I feel like every single one of those Pop-Tart flavors is for sure a banger.
See, though, and that's the thing. I would disagree. I've had some Pop-Tarts that I thought were gonna smack, and then they were awful. And I struggle with a lot of the chocolate-based Pop-Tarts.
Biscuit
I'm
saying
not
the
a big
Apple
fan
Jacks
of their
one
chocolate
sucks.
filling, but
Oh,
I mean, I can do some of them, but I can't. There's something about the chocolate cream that I'm not a big fan of on those.
Here's why I would give credence to the
Phrasing.
Oreos. And Caesar was here for a second and dropped, so that's disappointing. I was about to go to him and then he dropped off. So here's where I would give the Oreos the edge in all things flavors and everything. The fact that you have variable cream sizes in Oreos. Like regular, you've got the double stuffed, you got the mega stuffed, you got the thins. Like the fact that you have not only flavor combinations, but also combinations in how much filling I'm getting, Oreos hands down. It's not even close. Like Pop-Tart had like, hey, you could have a little bit of the filling, or this is a fat ass fucking Pop-Tart, and this motherfucker is filled with this brown sugar cinnamon.
I want Pop-Tart to be like, oops, all filling, and you just open up the foil and it's just the inside of the Pop-Tart. There's no pastry shell to just the gel goops out.
It's just a Pop-Tart mascot with a fat ass that you're like, come get all this filling, baby. I'm like, hell yeah.
Ooh,
I'm hopping in on that shit. Caesar is back. Caesar, how you doing, man?
Hey, Pop-Tart this, Pop-Tart, I don't give a fuck about a Pop-Tart. Those fuckers at the CFP better watch their fucking ass before I fucking pop them tomorrow. Don't be surprised if they don't fucking wake up. I'll be on the show in 20 minutes. I'm on the way home.
All right, there you have it, folks.
That was the greatest teaser in CBS history.
50 minutes and 28 seconds. There's the clip for the
Yep.
Super.
Better watch out, CFP.
Bombing in, threatening the lives of the playoff committee, and then logging off. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
See, Mike.
awesome.
Now you don't have to worry about the IRS, because if they watch this episode to get you, they're gonna get him first. Like there's a bigger fish to fry now. You're
turned
covered.
my $200 in free bets into 202 real dollars. That's what happened. Okay, there we go. I can put it out there now that Caesar decided to threaten the playoff committee live on the internet.
I've just got caught up reading the comments. Tank saying,
Oh,
if it
yeah,
can
the red line.
your diabetes, Pop-Tarts is a flavor of it.
Also, Biscuit with the sorry, go ahead,
Oh, I
Mike.
was going to say, Brent with a little bit of a hot take here. Also, I love the Canadian spelling here. With the Pop-Tart, one can go looking for a different flavor. And Oreo's original flavor should never be touched.
Wow.
Listen, Brent,
It's a spicy
normally
take.
that's a very hot take because original flavor is great. But those golden Oreos, where it's the yellow cookie, that's good.
The mint
And then
ones.
flavors,
The mint ones.
mint.
Oh,
Dude, that's the thing. I know you said, "Oh, there's some bad." Really, the only Oreo that I can ever remember like putting in, and I remember going into it thinking this is going to be awful, and it was because it tastes like cough syrup. Is the damn Swedish fish?
I
one.
knew you were gonna say the
Those
Swedish fish.
Swedish
Oh
fish
my
ones
God, it
are
was so bad.
disgusting. And that's the only time that I was like, and I knew going in, I'm like, I don't really like Swedish fish, so that's strike one. But I'm curious, and I had it, and I'm like, oh, it tastes like Vicks, like it tastes like a cough syrup filling. And I never again. But that's the only time any flavor of Oreo that I was just like, I won't touch this ever again.
And Scott, and here's the kicker to it, that one, because I did the same thing you did, but they suckered us into buying a whole package, man. Like they couldn't even let you get that like mini snack sleeve or whatever. We had to buy the whole fucking bag of it, dude. And
gross.
I'll be honest. I know we said you got to drink the soda you open, but I did not finish that package because.
Yeah, well, no, and I
could not get high enough
because it was one of those things where Oreo was doing promotions and they got wow, that was an underrated comment. Well done, Mookie.
Thank you. Thank you.
They sent like promotional things to the station, so it was like where they were doing the mystery flavor, that and one other one. So they sent just 3 cartons of the Oreo, so I was able to try it without.
Yeah, that's okay. Good.
It.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't like spend money on them, but I remember thinking, I'm like, I will never try this ever again. It was disgusting.
Mookie, read it.
Go ahead. I was waiting for you to read it.
You read it.
Swedish fish tastes like Badusi. I'm gonna just give it to me. Being brave. I get that one for being brave.
I knew what was happening, and it was even better than I thought. Oh God. Oh.
Guys, how about Coach Prime? Boy, he's been in trouble lately. Huh?
The shine really fell off that apple, huh?
I hate to say I called it, but oof.
There was I forget who said it. Some rapper tweeted out, man, that time when we were all on Colorado's bandwagon this season sure was fun.
Yeah, those 4 weeks.
I was just going to say the first 4 weeks of the season, it was hot in these buff streets.
College game day was like, we got to get out there because it is
This
looking good later on. Like, we got to ride this wave while we can. Not only did Colorado lose their last 6 games and really screw up the entire season and all the momentum that Deion had built, they then started losing commits right and left. There was a wide receiver that just decommitted today. Sunday and Monday, on back-to-back days, they lost back-to-back quarterback commits. So there was a 4-star quarterback for next year that decommitted, and then the next day, a 3-star quarterback for the next class decommitted. Both of these are like handpicked by Deion, like the first guys that Deion was like, I'm out here recruiting. This is my guy. This is who I want. And they've decommitted. And Coach Prime is not happy, Scott. He's very upset that these kids would do something like this and decommit from their commitment. Coach Prime was quoted as saying, quote, a kid ain't even faithful to his girlfriend.
Wow.
You think he's going to be faithful to a school? Come on, man. That's an emotional thing. This is where it gets great. What I wish the NCAA would do, if you're committed somewhere, you can't go on any other visits. If you're committed, that means you're committed. You can't go on no other visits. Why would you be committed, but you're still letting kids go on other visits? That means you just playing.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Coach.
That's so good.
So let's recap for a second. Let's go back. Deion Sanders gets hired on at Colorado, tells the entire team to jump in the portal because he's got his own baggage that he's bringing with him, and it's Louis, and then proceeds to go to transfer portal.
Sorry, but you walked right into it when you said the baggage thing, and Matt Barr chiming in saying, looks like Deion's luggage was not Gucci, but in fact, American Eagle at best. Yeah.
Oh, wait, we got to go back. You guys should have stopped me. Rex said
Lou Holtz, I was waiting to get to that one. I was going to come back to that.
All right.
Wait, what are we saying in Lou Holt's voice?
Oh, you know what we're saying.
Oh, God.
Oh, we're saying that? No, he was talking about the Swedish fish.
He was talking about the comment?
I mean, you should do both in Lou Holtz's voice, but yeah.
Definitely do the comment. Definitely do this one.
Fish tastes like Balushi.
Oh, it hurts. Oh, that's so good.
Fuck off. Sweet Jesus.
What do we make of Coach Prime being pissed about kids decommitting after literally building his entire roster on the transfer portal?
This is priceless. This is priceless. This is some Scott Geyser shit, dude. Like this is like for real. My man built his empire off the exact same thing that he's now like. But hold on a second.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. They shouldn't be able to do this.
Like, dude.
The old white men that he was like, oh, they being old white men. They trying to hold us down. Now he's trying to be an old white man.
And you see what he's wearing right there.
The best is that he attacked players for their loyalty to their girlfriends. Projecting on them. He's like, look, I know these motherfuckers ain't loyal to their girlfriends because I wouldn't. So how can we expect them to be loyal to a fucking school? This whole thing is fucked. You know what? Shut down the transfer protocol. Fuck everything. Just go back to the way it was. The old white people had it right the way it was. You good for nothing, motherfuckers. You know what? If you don't want to come to Colorado, then take your black ass back to Africa. Okay? I love it. Prime has become the exact thing he rebelled against. This is perfect. This is Scott Kaiser 101.
It took him 12 games. I thought it would take him a couple years. It took him 12
Oh, no.
games. You're like, you know what? Nah, fuck these kids. These kids don't deserve all this freedom to be able to do what the fuck they want. I'm trying to make mine right now. Okay, fuck these kids and their ability to choose where to go to school. Fuck you. You committed. You stay here. Okay, you said yes. You come here.
Shut down these motherfuckers. You know what? I didn't have options when I was their age. They shouldn't either. Fuck them. I goddamn
Back in my day, we showed up to play with a 0.0 grade point average because that's how it was done, okay? We got paid under the table. We got chains. We made rap songs for some reason. That was the thing that we did back in college. But these kids nowadays getting all this money, this is bullshit. Mookie, how you feel about Dion?
This is so good.
It's beautiful. It is.
This
It's
is
beautiful.
so good,
It's kind of. I've never been a huge fan of you show up and win it your first year. Like I always want to see someone, have to earn it because I've never seen my teams ever win in the first year, let alone win. I just didn't think it would go this bad this fast. I mean, like when you were saying this shit that people are starting to decommit, I was like, you'd think he could sell them on like we're building up a program here. Like they only got 30 transfers. Like there's 100 kids on the roster. You know what I mean? Like it's going to take some time. You think he'd be able to sell them on it. But man, people weren't having it at all. Like
that's because all of those kids saw like the rappers leading Colorado out on the field, and they were like, "This is fucking cool." And then they were like, "Wait, where'd all the rapper? Wait, you guys just keep losing, and nobody." And then it's just Will Smith standing in the living room, like, "What the fuck? Where'd everybody go?"
Oh God.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna go there. I don't care that weed's legal. Weed's legal other places too. Okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Come to Ohio. Oh shit! Speaking of which, UC's losing to Howard right now in OT.
Good, we fucking lost to Oakland, so I can't talk shit.
Eh.
Sky, are you good over there? You're
the prime heel turn has given me new life. Like this is special. Like now and also like think about it. So now after all the past year where he's been saying all this mad crazy shit, like everything all the kids wanted
get
to
us
hear
now because we're gonna come up.
Yeah. Well, no, not that. Like he's been talking about these kids, like it's about them. They should have these rights, yada yada yada. Now he's got to go sit down in the living room of these kids and try to tell them, well, okay, look, I said what I said, and if you commit to me, then your black ass should stay with me. But also, I mean, I think you should have freedom. But please come to our school. Like this shit's getting real. Now I got motherfuckers decommitting. Like this whole thing don't work if I don't get y'all to buy into my shit. So like I need y'all to buy into my shit. Like 3 and 4 star guys decommitting. I mean, that's a problem. Obviously, you don't want to lose talent, but it's like that's not even where he was hoping to get. Like he was hoping to get to the 5 stars, and now the 4 and 3 stars are already like, you know what? I'm gonna open this thing back up. Maybe Prime ain't it. Like, little when little Uzi ain't on the sidelines, like I'm not really feeling it. Like, fuck it.
Oh man, it's gonna be amazing.
He's going back to Jackson State.
I don't know. Like it's like he might be in the NFL faster than we even thought. Like next year he'd be like, I'm going to the NFL. Like it's shit. I can't do it fucking no more. This is gonna expedite that, bro.
Counting down the days until his kids go pro. Like he's just waiting. He's gonna pull a fucking Lincoln Riley and be like, listen, you want your door, you got to take me too. I got to be the coach. So you hire me as the coach, you draft my son as the quarterback. We're a package deal here. So it's like Lincoln Riley.
Or
trying to
Or he gonna be like, look, y'all gonna make the league anyway. I'm gonna see y'all there. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there first, right? So I'm gonna be there first, and then y'all will come to me. Like I'll try to make it so that we can get. But look, things is getting a little hairy here. I'm gonna get out while getting is good. I'll see y'all in the league.
Never really felt good about Boulder, anyways. But
right, yo, Colorado wasn't it? You know,
Tank saying Dion has gone full OWG, bought a big truck, a cowboy hat, and now this. I hope he gets an AM conservative talk show in the off season.
Wow.
Where was Dion on January 6th? These are the questions that need asked.
For real.
Oof.
Oh man, it's so
Wow.
good. It is.
Asking
God,
questions.
what a way to like. This has been probably my favorite college football season of the last like at least 10 years. Like seriously, there's been a lot of things that have like held my interest. Now, granted, I haven't watched like any of the fucking games. Like none of the games. But
you don't need to. You don't need
the
to.
storylines and
It's like wrestling.
like the circus, like it has been just fantastic.
It really has been.
I mean, the kicker is like you look at their schedule, you look at the results. It's not that bad? Question mark. I mean, they have 5 losses to ranked teams. Now that loss to Stanford and Washington State hurts, but like
Brutal.
at Utah was ranked at the top 25 all year. Like, you know, you could make an argument for it. It's the way it went down that's so bad.
Well,
so
and
bad.
I don't even care about wins or losses. It's not about that. It's literally about the message now being spread by Dion. He went from one extreme, now he's flipping back to the old ways. Like that's what it is. Like I don't actually care
his
about
old
the
way
wins
though.
or
I think it's
losses.
gone beyond that, Scott. I think it's making him into a new old version of himself. Like this is like
Sure, yeah,
anti,
I'm saying like
Dion.
when I say old ways, I don't mean his old ways. I mean the old ways of the
You
way,
mean like back in the day,
college
old
football
ways.
is traditionally done. Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I know I've been preaching about this new way, but fuck this new way. The old way was fine. We don't need to fix what ain't broken. Like, you know what? Fuck this transfer portal. You know what? I'm gonna shut down this motherfucking portal. Like Dion is shutting it down. There's no more portal from now on. Kids got to stay loyal.
How funny is it going to be when Dion reaches out to a 4-star quarterback who's committed to Alabama or Georgia, trying to lure him away? And he's like, hey, man, listen, you can ride the bench for 3 years at Georgia, or you can come with Coach Prime and play in Colorado. Like, you'll be a starter as a freshman. Like, I got you. I'm going to hook you up. We got the watches, the sunglasses. I'm going to get you paid. And the kid just goes, Coach, I'm actually loyal to my girlfriend. I've committed and I'm going to change. And then Dion has to be like, and then his head just explodes as he figure out how to back out of this statement now, because
he's gonna go full fucking what's his name, Bobby Petrino, and leave fucking notes in his own kids' lockers talking about I'm going to the NFL. Like I'll see y'all later. Like sorry, things didn't work out here.
Petrino's back, but I don't know if you saw
of course,
Yeah,
of course
Arkansas.
he is.
No, and at Arkansas, he just got hired as the offensive
Yeah, as the
coordinator at
OC.
Arkansas.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
Because when Jimbo got fired at Texas A&M, Mike Elko came in and was like, yeah, I don't want any part of Bobby Petrino, so you can go ahead and hit the bricks, buddy. And Bobby Petrino got fired, and Arkansas was like, welcome back, Bobby, but listen, not in the head coach role. Like, we don't need any motorcycle shit and all that good stuff. You can be the offensive coordinator, but like, come on back. Like we saved your.
No, I did not see that. That's awesome. Everything coming full circle. Dion, Bobby. It's a good. What a hell of a college football season.
See,
y'all.
right?
Bravo.
You ready for one more, Scott? You ready for one more?
I am not. I am not. The way this show is gone.
Indiana fired their head coach, some guy who knows, he coaches in Indiana, but don't worry, because that's one of the big wins that Michigan got over the last 30 big straight big wins. Indiana fucking they fired their coach. There's a name that has been tossed around a little bit that's linked to the Indiana job. Mookie, that is the correct face. Scott, who do you think is the name connected to the Indiana job?
Tressel or what's his fuck hands up the skirt?
No, not Urban Meyer. Better.
Oh, okay. We
have reached a point now where Mookie, you know it?
Is it Fat Man Senior?
No, it's not Fat Man Senior.
Damn.
This is gonna be a name that's is it gonna upset me?
Probably.
Oh god.
Lou Holtz.
Jon Gruden.
Oh my
It's back.
God.
It's back. The Gruden cycle has started again. We have reached, it's long enough away from the racist emails and him being a piece of shit. We have now reached the point where Jon Gruden's name is going to be brought back up.
Thank you, Gabe. Gabe chiming in, think more racist. And after hearing the name, yeah, I should have been thinking more racist. I would have come up with Gruden.
We've hit that point. He is now back to being like mentioned for job openings. Granted, it's Indiana, but here we are, Jon Gruden back in.
That's the dirty little secret. Is it's like once he gets back in Indiana, then it's not long
then
before there'll be rumblings about him coming back to the NFL. Like that, it's only a short 3-year stint at Indiana before it's no. Well, I think we're far enough removed from the NFL. Like we can bring him back.
It's even shorter than Scott. He does 1 year at Indiana, then he jumps over to Colorado when they chase Dion out.
What a Freudian slip of you saying it's even shorter than Scott. That was rough, Mookie. That was rough. Damn, dude. Damn.
Hey, you just got to be good enough to make the calls go your way. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You can't even claim being drunk and hitting us with it's shorter than Scott. Wow. Scott, how do you feel? Like, okay, there's always been like this like coach rehabilitation thing where coaches will go to Alabama's staff and then they get a job somewhere. Like Lane Kiffin was rehabbed under Nick Saban and then he has moved his way up to Ole Miss. So there's always been this like college coaching, like, hey, when you suck and you get fired, you can always go be an assistant under a Nick Saban or somebody like that and work your way back up. But I don't think we've seen the likes of Gruden finding his way back to the coaching ranks in college. Like I'm shocked to see his name mentioned as a potential candidate. And granted, I'm not saying like Indiana is like interviewing him or whatever, but that's a name that people have been like, Jon Gruden would be a great choice for Indiana. Like, have we reached, and Matt Barr with the correct point of, to be fair, if you're going to be racist, Indiana ain't the worst place to be.
Also true.
Maybe that's it. Maybe Indiana is like, hey, listen, the Klan was born here. Welcome our new coach, Jon Gruden. Like, that's the introductory press conference that they
Those two aren't related. Yeah. Those two are no way related, but we just thought we'd just throw that out there. just a reminder. Oh god, yeah. I mean, it's
when Mel Gibson started popping up in movies again.
It's true. Like everything's just like circled back around, and you're just like, I guess we're far enough removed from it. Like, and again, people will be like, well, it's just Indiana, but I'm telling you, like, he'll be back. Like, if he ends up there, it's only a short time before you're hearing his name, like, you know, attached to NFL openings. Like, it's gonna happen.
Not just NFL openings. Like, let's say Gruden does go to Indiana and he does decent. Like, he makes Indiana a team that isn't
competent.
Like, they're not Indiana. They're, you know what I mean? Like, they're the best
for sure.
Big Ten West.
I mean, that could be hard to do in the mighty Big Ten, though.
That's a good point. I mean, Michigan,
that could be tough.
Michigan, 33 Big Ten wins. You got to go over that juggernaut, baby. You got to beat Michigan. You got to beat Ohio State. You got to beat others. Like, that's a tough conference to play in. That's
other
a really tough
people
conference to play in. But like, if he does well in Indiana, so let's again, we're taking lots of leaps here. But Jon Gruden gets hired in Indiana. He does a decent enough job. It's not even NFL. He's going to start getting mentioned with every opening there is. Like, every big time program that opens up, Gruden's name. Like, this is just it's going to happen anyways now. Bless you. The fact that he's being mentioned now means we are falling back into that circle of Jon Gruden's name coming up every single coaching opening. Do you remember how annoying that was?
Yeah.
That this fucking career 500 coach.
It was for a decade. It was everything. for
It was
a
awful.
decade. Jesus Christ.
And it's going to be another decade now unless he kicks the bucket early. Like that's the problem.
Well, he's not doing anything like he's not on the network TV like analyst.
no,
anyway.
because they're smart enough to stay away from him.
Well, no, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, that was part of the problem before. It's just like you're seeing him every week on something, as a talking head. And so the question was always there. It was the same way with Bill Cowher. I mean, for a decade, it was always, when's Cowher going to step back? When is he going to leave the booth? When's that next job? And until he finally said,
never did.
Yeah, right. I was going to say until it was finally like, do y'all believe me that I'm not going back to the NFL? Like, I've only been saying it since like day one.
But I can make more money sitting in this booth. I don't have to work my ass to the bone, eat shitty food, and sleep in my office, and my wife doesn't hate me. Let's see here. What am I going to do with my time? Also, Matt Barr, I expect this to become a thing. He says, viewers, we need to put together a secret bingo card with random ass things.
Yeah, because
if you do that, I want to buy in. And you can keep me in the dark. I just I want to put money in somehow.
He also pointed out, gotta say, I didn't see a Klan reference coming tonight to comedic effect.
What other effect would it come to, Matt? Like a political one?
I love that Sarah, it's like without Caesar here to Google stuff, Sarah and Gabe were just going back and forth with Klan facts in the chat.
Yeah.
Like,
speak of the devil. Look,
right,
he made it just in time.
Caesar, hey, Caesar.
Yo.
Caesar, do you realize that your last spot on the show, you threatened the lives of college football committee members and then just
Oh, bro, it was in game.
It was all in jest, y'all.
It was in game. It was in game. It was all a joke. It was all in GTA.
It was all in GTA.
All right, good. Caesar's here, so we can.
I'm drinking a fucking Coors Light because that's where I have to go. I'm gonna go straight to the Rockies after fucking getting arrested.
Smart idea. Good place to hide
All right,
out.
so Wiseguy.
Scott, real quick before we get to that, I need your honest reaction to Tyson's comment where he said, "Can you imagine what Gruden would say about Marvin Harrison Jr.?"
Ho, 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 ho. Should I
need to
click
get on
it?
I need to empty the clip. All my Jonathan Taylor owners. I'm sorry. That's tough. That's tough. Zach Moss owners. You're up. You're up.
Hey, Dynasty! I've been holding on to Zach Moss all year, baby. Carried me through the early year. I got that text earlier, and I was like, "Hell yeah, he's only missing 2 weeks. Fuck that!" But I'll take it. 2 weeks, we rolling. Also,
Playoff
I'm
push.
guessing that Gruden would say, "Take your big lip ass back to Africa."
Sarah wants it as a Gruden impression. Can we go around the horn and see who's got the best Gruden?
I'm not racist.
I don't want to start, but I mean, yeah, one of the white people start.
All right, it would be something like, "Hey man, them lips on that Marvin Harrison Jr. man, god damn, are those some big ass lips, man."
Race card.
I mean, it had to come in at some point through this whole situation here.
Spider 2Y banana. God damn, those big ass lips. You're lucky your dad played in the fucking NFL, or there'd be no chance you'd be around my
I allegedly
white
killed
ass.
someone.
Race card.
That's a good Gruden. Mookie, give us your Gruden.
It's gonna sound like he's in England.
I got nothing.
Hey, John Gruden.
Look at the lips.
Damn, I relate to that. Wow, oh, that shit's crazy.
I got nothing. Pass. Just like Gruden will on the Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft.
Oh,
That's the best I got, man.
You coward. Caesar, give us your John Gruden impression.
Damn, man. You didn't kill JFK, man? I don't know.
What?
Damn, man. Fucking Mariota, man. He's gonna be amazing, man. Fucking love Mariota. That Mariota.
It's a good.
Now what happened to Mariota? Nothing.
nothing.
God damn, man.
Disappointment.
That
Mookie, how
motherfucking
do you
Martin,
feel
man.
being the only coward that wouldn't attempt a Gruden impression?
I know. Come
I
on.
mean,
You
you're
gotta
not
go
I don't know what to
research it.
say is Gruden. All right,
Like,
let me see.
How
here.
long have you been doing this show? Come on.
No,
come on.
look, Look. To make your Gruden,
Everybody
do
gave
Popeye.
it their college best.
Do
Let's
Popeye.
go.
Do Popeye.
Yeah,
Do
just
Popeye
it's
and
just,
that
Popeye?
you get down here and you
You gotta come into the quarterback club there, kid, and we'll talk about running some routes and see if you can cut it for me. But you better not be late. We're working on Gruden time.
Not
See, that wasn't
bad.
bad.
See, not
That's
bad.
it.
Not bad.
Yeah, that wasn't
You
bad.
should have gone man instead of kid, but not bad. I give you.
I was going for the
No,
veiled,
not
you
kid.
know,
Also, you should have gone
No,
boy
no.
instead of
Yeah,
kid.
You're
No,
right.
not
I
just
should have
boy.
gone boy. That would have been
Bah.
that would have been the coded way to do it. Yeah.
Boy.
That part said Caesar's Gruden is about to get really excited about some Modelo's.
Sorry, I have an accent. Sorry, I'm a bean. Sorry.
Biscuit said when you do your
Put your cowboy.
impression, you put your shirt over your mouth so it sounds like you're wearing a hood.
Isn't that waterboarding?
That part said Mookie sounds like Tommy DeVito's dad.
Shout out Danny DeVito. I just found out he was the Lorax.
I just found out he was
All
the
right.
Lorax. Wow,
Bro,
what a
Have you
revelation!
seen the Lorax?
I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
Lorax
I've
is
seen it
amazing.
because I have
Bro.
kids.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, kids used to watch that shit off rip regardless. I speak for the trees. Unless someone cares a whole awful lot, nothing's gonna change. It's not the Lorax.
Ed Helms and the Lorax is pretty good. Mookie, I'm not reading it. You put it up on the screen. You read it.
He didn't. That was me.
I
just
didn't,
wanted
but
to-
I will.
Goddamn. Were you trying to trap me, Scott? Were you trying to trap me into reading the comment?
Well, I wanted it up while Caesar was talking because I figured it'd make him stumble if he caught a glimpse of it. But then I also thought it would fuck one of y'all up too. I was like, I'm setting up a landmine for somebody.
I don't know what it means though.
Gruden's nickname for Harrison is Lawn Jockey. I'll let
Yeah, I don't know
you.
what
I'll
that
let
means
you
though. The
Google.
horse?
Yeah. No. Google history of lawn jockeys.
It says lawn jockey for sale. Lawn,
Oh, God.
lawn
Don't buy
jockey
it.
statue
Don't
for
buy
sale.
Don't buy it. Don't
Yeah,
buy it.
but look up the history of lawn jockeys. That's where you want to start. Like that'll give you.
And
The
these motherfuckers are
clues.
expensive as hell. $3.99, $3.99,
finding?
$5.68.
That's what OJ.
Google
that's
lawn
what,
jockey for sale.
That's
Oh.
what.
No, you don't Google for sale.
Oh,
There it is. I imagine that's what the OWGs used to say. God
Bro, why
damn,
are they
these
still
lawn
making
jockeys are
these in
expensive as hell.
2023?
The price on this lawn jockeys has gotten out of hand.
Bro, vintage lawn jockey for
Can we
sale.
just take them from their home or something? Like that shit.
What do you mean we gotta pay them on top of the posting fee? Fuck that.
You know what that music means? No more lawn
Gotta
jockey
get
talk.
It means I'm gonna get fucked. Is what what it means.
Instead, we're gonna talk Wise Guys.
Oh.
We got a Wise Guys top 10. This week's Wise Guys top 10 features 9 teams.
Oh my
We're
God.
down to 9 teams that you can bet on to win the college football national championship.
Bro, these aren't even statues. They're fucking caricatures.
That is
Yep.
correct.
That is
accurate.
accurate.
That is an accurate statement. All
These
right,
are
here we
racist
go.
Caricatures.
Wise Guys top 10 for week 14. Number 9, we have Iowa at plus 100,000. Iowa.
How?
Big
If
chance-
their offense is that bad, how?
Because if they
they're
beat Michigan, they could
still possible.
potentially-
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
there's still a shot for Iowa. Number 7 is Ohio State at plus 4,000. Big hit to their odds after this past weekend. Number 6, Florida State at plus 2,500. Number 5, Washington at plus 1,600. That gets us into our top 4. At number 4, Mookie, this is how you do this. You go 4-1. I don't know if you know that.
Hey, I asked Scott, and he said go 1 to 4. So I don't know what you're trying to say.
Also, you don't use half graphics, like you use the entire logo when you do it.
Well, someone left the
number
half graphic in
4
there, so
Is a tie. Alabama and Texas are both at plus 900
Wow.
odds to win the national championship. Got to be honest, that's a value pick right there for Alabama at plus 900.
What about the
Oregon.
other half? Dick.
I'm just saying, like that's a value
Wait,
pick.
I mean, he's a double dick too because I mean the other half beat the first half, so you know there's that.
Exactly.
Because I know how the committee works. They'll figure. They'll
It's true. You get mad at me for threatening them in game.
I know. Texas
Yeah, the
beat
committee will totally
Alabama,
fuck you in
but
this scenario.
Bama's they've got the prestige and blah blah blah. Tommy Reese and they'll go
Tommy
in over
Reese.
Texas. Number 3 is Oregon at plus 500. Number 2, Georgia at plus 210. I told you a while back, get those odds at plus 260 when they drop. And number 1, Michigan at plus 190 odds to win the national
Texas or Alabama
championship.
to beat fucking Michigan.
There's your top 4.
I can't wait for them to beat Michigan.
These are your
I
very
can't wait for whoever's 4 is beating Michigan. I'm convinced.
I think.
Huh?
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely
Bro. Like, I mean, he's dead, right? He's not dead, but he's dead for the season. Jonathan Brooks, love him, R.I.P. for the season. But I mean, Henderson didn't really even play. The Texas running backs are better than Ohio State's running backs. The O-line is probably better. The receivers, other than Marvin Harrison, are better. The quarterback's better. Am I saying that Texas is better than Ohio State? Damn, yeah, I am.
You just said that.
Yeah, I
You
am.
said-
Yeah,
and you
Texas is better
also
than Ohio
said
State.
whoever is 4 will beat Michigan. So if Texas squeaks in at number 4, you're saying they'll beat Michigan. They're better than Michigan. So you are on record as saying Texas is better than the best the Big Ten has lost.
In Ohio State, yeah.
Or Michigan. You think Texas is better than Michigan?
I think this is okay. Look, I think Michigan is better than Texas currently, but I think in a playoff, in a neutral site, one-off game, I believe Texas will upset Michigan.
All right, very good, very good. Gabe saying play Ohio State. Find out.
Bro, you did,
Yeah,
and you
that's the best way
choked.
to do it.
And
He
you
said we
choked.
cooked. Scott, what
And
do you
you
make for our top 4 this week?
Don't get mad at me because y'all choked. I
Looks an
didn't
awful
choke in my
lot like-
big game.
It looks like an awful lot like Ohio State's still gonna find a way in there in the next 2 weeks.
Bro, they are.
That's what it
They're
looks
gonna
like to
find a way
me.
to get in.
They are. I'm not joking about that. Oregon's gonna fucking lose their fucking shit, and then that's gonna be how Ohio State gets in. When Oregon loses the last Pac-12 championship ever.
I was surprised by the rankings that came out today where Ohio State stayed ahead of Texas. I did not see that coming. I thought for sure
Neither.
would have
That's
jumped.
why
It
I
in.
said in the
doesn't, it doesn't
beginning.
really make sense
That's-
if you're being honest. Like,
It
there's
really
no
doesn't.
way that makes sense.
It
Like,
doesn't.
that's
make-
the type of fuckery that you're
It
just
doesn't.
like,
It doesn't matter right now, though. They've got a week to play it out, and then it's all going to sort itself out. So they're
No,
like,
like,
here are the 4, and the other ones don't matter.
for sure, but
Like-
it's like you put yourself at risk of, oh, hey, how does Texas move up? Where you could have just made
It's easy. They got a
obvious-
Big 12 championship game.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Game in hand,
general, though, you could just put the committee, they don't care. Like, they will make sure that Ohio State is as high as possible, without any justification. They don't give a fuck. They're just like, Ohio State slots here because that's where we want them. That's as low as we want to make them.
The
Sarah
biggest
with
Exactly
the
right.
correct comment. It makes sense if you were teeing them up to get.
Yeah.
That's what it.
Just exactly what they're doing.
They can't drop Ohio State below 6 because it's unlikely that more than 2 teams lose ahead
Yeah.
of them. So they have to keep it at like, okay, if 2 teams lose, then we can justify Ohio State coming in.
Right.
3 teams aren't going to lose, so
No.
we can't put them behind Texas. But if we could do 2 teams, then we can slot them back in because chaos could happen.
And
let's
teams
look
they
at-
lose to need to be further down so they don't jump them. Before we jump in, I feel like we have to give Sarah and Gabe their credit because they're really upset that they didn't get a more for all their KKK facts.
I didn't
want
see
them
those.
holding on to that bitterness later on in the night because that could be damaging to one
That's
side.
true. We need to,
Where were
especially
the KKK facts?
we got it. There was in the chat. They were
There was a lot of Googling going on.
KKK. Yeah, you weren't here
Yeah,
yet.
someone had to fill in for you, Caesar,
Yeah,
and
somebody
Sarah
had to
stepped up
do
big
it.
with Gabe on the assist.
Here's
Well,
the
that's-
top 12. If we had a 12-team playoff this year, this is the last year with the 4-team playoff. The last year with a lot of these championship games as we know it. So this is really the last. This is the Atlanta Braves World Series year. This is the last true year before things are all fucked up and nothing makes sense and we have to adapt to a new reality. But if there was a 12-team playoff this year, this is how the bracket would be shaping up here.
This is in the Final
You
Four.
got-
Again, I've been saying it.
Hang on, get rid of the overlay there, Joe. Thank you. So Georgia at number 1, Michigan at number 2, Washington at 3, Florida State is 4. Those are your top-ranked conference champions as of right now. And then 5, you have Oregon playing the asterisk Tulane because it should be.
Is that still right?
Yes, it's still right.
What about Liberty?
Liberty was never in there. I don't know where you got them from.
They're the highest ranked group of 5.
Highest ranked group of 5 was not Liberty and has
basketball?
never been Liberty, and it's always been Tulane that has been up there. At one point, it was Air
What?
Force. Yes,
They're not that good.
they are the top ranked group of 5, so they would be the 6th conference champion to make the 12-team playoff. 6 versus 11 matchup. You got Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss sneaking in to play Ohio State. Your 7 versus 10 is Texas trouncing Penn State because James Franklin is a dog shit coach and Penn State is terrible. And then Alabama versus Missouri. Look at that upper quadrant. Just the SEC playing against each other up in that 1-8-9 spot. Go ahead, Caesar. Sorry.
What a game that would be. Brady Cook would go crazy.
This is a fun looking playoff. Like
I can't. I was just gonna say, I really can't wait for this.
And then here's the crazy thing: like some of these, so you've got like Oregon and Washington playing in the Pac-12 championship, right? So you could see like Oregon jump up to like number 4 in the playoffs because they beat Washington in the playoffs. But what's crazy is when you've got like Florida State sitting at that 4 line, and Louisville could work their way into the playoffs. Like this now becomes
That's
a
true.
must for Louisville because they're not in the playoffs under this current setup. But if they beat Florida State, they're a conference champion. They get an automatic bid. Like there is some legit
wild
fun storylines that could happen. And then when that happens, what happens to Ole Miss? Ole Miss is out. So now Ole Miss is reliant on the ACC championship game to try to hold on to a spot in the playoffs. They got to hope for Florida State to win because if Louisville wins, Ole Miss is out because Florida State isn't dropping all the way down to 11. It is going to be fucking bananas, guys.
It's going to be amazing.
Well, and as
the regular season isn't going to matter as much. The regular season,
there's the fuck out of here.
We're watching.
I was going to say, it's going to matter just as much, if not more.
It is going to be so much fun.
And Biscuit pointed out, too, you got to factor in the legalese side of it. Like, he's asking, where's JMU? Oh, right. Never mind.
That's why Tulane has the asterisk, Biscuit, because JMU should be in that 12 spot as the highest ranked non-Power 5 conference.
Except they shit the bed to App State, so.
But they're still in line for a conference championship.
Who's ranked higher in the AP? Is it JMU?
But they're actually lower.
Tulane?
They're not even in the college football playoff rankings anymore.
They're not allowed to be in the college football playoff rankings.
Hey, man, I'm just telling you what's on the stat line here, okay?
Why do you fuck this segment up every time? Every single time we try to do this segment, you fuck it up.
Oh, and Tulane is 17 in the AP and JMU's 24, so I was still right.
No, that's the AP.
Yeah, I know, but if you port the AP to the college football, if they were
What's
allowed
Notre
in
Dame
there
the
legally.
AP? What's Notre Dame in the AP, Mookie? What's Notre Dame in the AP?
69.
Are they even ranked?
Not ranked.
16.
What are they in the college football playoff?
17.
Okay, so there you go. AP doesn't mean shit. It's all about the college football playoff ranking.
Feels like a gray area.
That's what my mom tells me.
Gray area, you son of a bitch. I have no idea what you said, but guys, we're like overtime already, and we didn't even talk about the class action lawsuit that might bring down the NCAA. We'll do Cliff Notes version real quick here. If you don't know, we've got a new Ed O'Bannon situation here, where there is a class action lawsuit that is brought against the NCAA, where former players are suing the NCAA and the Power 5, saying that they limited their ability to earn money prior to NIL going into effect. A judge recently certified 3 different classes of defendants, or I guess whatever, 3 different classes in this case that could potentially get payouts of this civil trial. It is estimated that this cost the NCAA and the Power 5 conferences $4 billion.
Good.
Back pay to athletes. The NCAA and the conferences have petitioned the judge to say, hey, you got to throw this out, because if this goes through and we have to pay this out, it's a death knell and we will cease to exist. It's good. Like, we were upset because EA Sports went away for a while after that Ed O'Bannon. We might not have conferences if this lawsuit goes through. Like, they might pull up conferences. What do you mean? I mean, Mookie. What do you mean?
What? Who cares?
What a Notre Dame fan.
I mean,
Notre Dame
yeah, right? Like, who needs
You're such a
conferences?
Notre Dame fan to be like, you know what? Fuck them conferences. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, like, what's it really matter? Like, we'll survive. Like, we'll still play football. It's just like with anything else in big business. When you get sued into oblivion, you declare bankruptcy, wait a couple months, then file paperwork with another name. Hence the Michael Scott Paper Company. That's all it is. They'll figure it out. It'll be fine. There's too much money in college football for it to just disappear.
Scott, what do you
Sure.
make of the NCAA claiming that this could be the death knell?
They're probably lying out of their ass, but even if they aren't, I'm here for it. Like I said, give me the chaos when it comes to college football.
Right.
I want the most chaotic way of things playing out that can possibly be.
You have flipped on me again, Scott, because for a while you were on the fuck Ed O'Bannon train for ruining the NCAA.
Well,
college-
yeah, I
fuck
mean,
that guy,
still,
bro. I don't give
I
a
was just gonna
fuck. He
say,
did
I was
nothing.
like, we could still fuck Ed O'Bannon because, like, he definitely fucked up our college football.
Pause.
But
Yeah, you did.
well, yeah, I mean, and not literally fuck the man, but I'm saying, since I've learned to exist without the college football game, what, like, if I get it back for 1 year and they're like, oh, it's going away again, like, is that gonna break my heart? Like, that's why this one that comes back
Yes.
needs to be the most epic one ever. It needs to hit on every single level because this might be the last one we ever get.
I think you're looking at this wrong. We don't need the NCAA to have college football. The CFP is not related to the NCAA at all. They're separate
Well,
entities.
yeah, but I mean,
So
it's
let
just
the
in
NCAA
general.
get sued into oblivion. Like, who gives a shit? Yeah, like March Madness would cease to exist, and that would kind of suck for like a year. But then they'll figure that out too. It's the same thing.
They just rebrand it. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, they'll figure it out. There's money.
So what I'm hearing from you two is we still get football. We'll have a pause on basketball, but we'll get it back. It's like COVID. Like eventually
Yeah.
it'll come back.
Who would play the game like that though?
And then every other athlete in college from every other sport, fuck you. I don't give a shit about you. I don't care that your sport won't exist anymore because there's no infrastructure for you or your sport, so you can all go to hell. That's basically what you guys are saying.
Yes.
Give me my goddamn football game.
Exactly. See, that's
Give
exactly it.
me my goddamn PlayStation 5 NCAA football game.
I mean, Matt Barr nailed it. We need one polished NCAA football video game or we're set for life. Folks still playing NCAA 14 nonstop. Legit.
Yeah.
I
have an Xbox
Like, they
360
still mod that
just to
shit.
play NCAA football.
I still have
Got that
my
fucking shoelaces
PlayStation
cover and
3,
everything.
a PlayStation 3 in the year of our Lord 2023. Why do I have a PlayStation?
Because
3
of
in
NCAA.
One
2023?
reason and one reason only.
Because of NCAA 2014.
And
That
it's
is
funny
why.
that you mentioned that because my PlayStation 3 died. And what game was I playing when I brought it back out of retirement? I'd already had the PS4 for probably
I
5
have
or
the
6 years.
4 and 5. And I
Yes,
still
and I-
use the 3. for
well,
that
and I was just
fucking
gonna
game.
say, mine died because I had started a new dynasty. This is coming from the least college football fan on this show, but because I love that game and that series so much, that's how my PlayStation 3 went out. Was playing fucking the last ever NCAA game. Like that's all you fucking need to know.
But this isn't just the video game that's at stake here, fellas.
That's all we care about, though.
it's
Like I don't give a shit about it. The rest don't
Dude.
matter. Give us a video game.
The
It's
PlayStation
literally
4.
every other sport that exists besides men's basketball and football. Every other sport that exists at the collegiate level is at stake if this lawsuit goes through. Like all of them. Not a single one that is going to survive outside of football and men's basketball if this lawsuit proceeds.
Which
and
means
if they
the
win.
lawsuit will probably get thrown out. That's what
They
that's all
probably
that
should have
tells.
just
Let's
paid
just
the
throw it out.
kids. Like we've been saying it all along. Just pay the kids.
The PlayStation 4 came out. Died. I donated my PlayStation 4 to a children's hospital so they could play it since I got the 5. Why haven't I done that to my 3? Because of NCAA
Fuck them
football
kids.
14.
Oh, sorry.
No. I care about sick kids. They deserve a better life. But
but not NCAA football 14. They don't deserve that.
They deserve a better life, but they don't deserve this PlayStation 5.
They don't deserve my NCAA 14 I went to Colorado before it was fucking cool. I won the Midwestern Championship before it was fucking cool. And now it looks like I'm dick riding. Instead, he's dick riding me, even though he has no idea I exist.
I don't think anyone's dick riding anymore. I mean,
Toledo, you're welcome for your MAC championship, by the way.
Oh, dude, don't get me started on how many MAC championships I won for fucking Toledo. It used to be like 7-8 years in a row. Like
you didn't get a promotion? That's crazy.
Look, Toledo.
I was at Florida State the next year.
No. I turned down all sorts of schools to stay in my hometown. That's how the fuck it was.
And then after that, went my ass to USC. Then after I won the fucking Rose Bowl at USC, I got the job of my alma mater. And we lost in the Rose Bowl, but we came back the next year and won.
In NCAA 14. Are you serious?
Hey, look, bro. When you're playing top-notch kids, it's kind of tough. I don't play that shit on fucking semi-pro. I play that shit on Heisman.
Golfers,
we all did.
Soccer, baseball, tennis, cross.
I will be a little bit sad about the baseball loss.
All of them gone.
The rest of them I don't care about, but I will be a little bit sad about the college baseball.
How much do you pay attention to the sports
get
now?
1 year your video game, you sons of bitches.
Look, my kids ain't getting no fucking golf scholarship, so what do I give a shit?
They could just go to Saudi Arabia and become soccer players. That's
exactly.
Even better.
See, fine.
No one needs a collegiate soccer system.
Real quick, we're way over time, but we do have to talk about this story because it is also Team Petty approved, and we teased it a little bit. Let's talk baseball real fast.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
As you know, the Oakland A's have announced their intention to move to Las Vegas. Owners have voted on it, approved it. As long as everything goes through, Oakland will be relocating to Las Vegas, and Oakland will be without a team. They're going to play in Oakland next year and then figure things out for the next 3 years, and then 2028 begin playing in Vegas as the Vegas A's. They're going to change the name, right? They're not going to be the A's. They're going to be like the Vegas Aces, right? Like they're going to do something stupid anyways. Oakland has a baseball-sized hole in their heart right now, and there are fans that have decided to fill that hole with a new team, a new semi-pro team that will be playing in the Pioneer League. The Oakland Bees. Two guys started a team to play in the Pioneer League. They hired like a 60-year-old guy who used to coach the Mariners. He was the manager for the Mariners for a while.
Yes, right.
They are the Oakland Bees from Ballers, which is fantastic. If you ask me, they're going to wear the green and gold. They said they hope to see the Oakland A's owner buy a ticket to an Oakland Bees game at some point in the future.
God bless
Scott,
America.
Petty scale, where do we rank on the Oakland Bees?
This is a solid 11, but that's only because the sprinkler system for Virginia overruled it for the week. But God bless America. The Oakland Bees is fantastic. Fantastic.
Mookie, what do you make of the Oakland Bees?
I can't wait to get their hat because you know it's going to have a little rope across the front. Gabe chiming in saying it sounded like Oakland Beans.
Let's go.
What do you?
If that's the team name, I'm all for it. Is that not the team name?
It's not. It's the Bees.
Ballers?
Yes.
The Ballers, right? I heard
Yes,
Ballers when I was
Ballers.
semi-paying attention.
I like how excited he was about it.
He was. He jumped right up for
He
the
was all
Oakland
for it.
Bees.
Maybe that should be the name.
Bro, if the Oakland Beans are a team, instead of like
The Oakland Beans would have got a new stadium, but the A's,
bro,
not
the
so much.
Oakland Beans, I'd buy the jersey. Like, imagine their fucking Hispanic heritage on the jersey. They'd go crazy.
Oh, it'd be on point.
It'd be fire.
Oakland Beans.
Sarah White with the questions that we need. Would the mascot be a pinto bean or a black bean or a kidney bean or a Mexican bean? I said Mexican beans are a pinto beans because I think I'm the color of a pinto bean. So I say it'd be a pinto bean. Imagine like on the fucking cuff, it's like just like a bean, like a chain of beans. Like an actual
that'd be
bean,
sick.
Chain of
That'd be
beans.
fire. Yeah,
A
like it'd be
chain
fire.
of beans.
I'd buy that shit real quick.
Has
much is it
any
to make
team
jerseys?
done that yet? Has any team gone that route to like? Because they always change up their mascots, right? Like there's always like some
The
weird
minors?
motion
No one's
in
done
minor league. Like has
the
any-
refried beans.
I mean, it's the best kind of bean, right?
That's the main bean. I put 2 fists up. That's the main bean.
It is the bean.
National, Mexican, Latin American, Heritage Month. Let's do it. El Paso.
Oh
El
my
Paso.
god.
I'm
Should I
looking at
ask
you.
Matt Barr what he means on this one, where he says Oakland has a different letter if they want to get the biggest crowd for that city.
The G's? Or the H's? Like the homeless?
Damn.
Jesus.
Huh?
By the way, there was one game where what team was it? The Portland Sea Dogs became the main Bean Suppas,
I don't
presented
like
by Camden National Bank. That happened one time.
I need the fucking Oakland Bees, Oakland Beans, or the El Paso Beans, or the Phoenix Beans, sponsored by Herdes. Like, I need it. I need the Herdes Phoenix Beans. The Herdes or La Costeña El Paso Beans. Don't give me none of that bullshit. I need it to be straight bean.
Just bean.
Yeah, I love all my beans.
Oakland beans. Period. Full stop.
Yep. If you get a sponsorship, it's got to be Herdes, La Costeña. What other Mexican brands are
Oh,
popular?
good God.
I
What
can't
is
think of that
this?
many.
Just oh my God. It looks
What do
so
you-
bad.
What looks bad? The Bean Suppas?
See, this is racism.
Suppa
He's-
from Maine. The Maine Bean Suppas. That's
First
their
of all-
logo. It's a
Oh,
bean
it does though.
chicken.
Look, it's got the beans on the sleeves.
Doesn't it look like a fucking like hot dog though? Like
It
why
does
is
does.
it
It looks like,
a
it looks
hot
like
dog.
chili.
It looks
Looks
like
like
a
chili.
hot dog in a bean
A
crock
crock pot.
Like,
yeah.
that's essentially what we're looking at here. This is what the Sea Dogs did in Portland. However, that hat
That hat is fucking fire.
fire, and I would totally
Yeah,
get
that,
It is
that
stinking
hat.
hard.
Like, minor league hats are fucking undefeated.
They're
I
You know
swear
what?
to Christ.
You know what
Guys-
made that hat better?
what
A
A
sombrero.
rope.
a sombrero.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
say
this
a
is
rope.
this is Maine beans. These aren't like this isn't like regular. They're Maine bean. It's suppa. It's bean suppa. All right, let's talk about these beers that we're drinking. Goddamn, we got to do an entire show just on minor league teams and their
I was gonna
logos.
say on beans. I was like, bro, I'm all here for it.
Scott, what was in your mug tonight? Would you bang it?
I'm banging the same chick that Mike was banging a couple of weeks ago. I went with Great
Eskimo
Lakes
Brothers.
Oh my
Cookie
God.
Exchange
Taste.
Milk Stout, and we are definitely Eskimo brothers. Like I'm doing this all the way.
Glad you like my
Easy.
sloppy seconds.
It's
Mookie,
fine.
what are you drinking?
Oh,
What'd
you know
bring?
me, man. I'm swapping spit with this Budweiser Zero all day. You know, that bottom bitch. You know what I mean?
Caesar, the ganger. Yeah.
Oh, Shut up, V's. I drink a Coors Light out in the mountains. It's obviously not as cold anymore in the mountains, but
I just
it's
thought you
still great.
drank past the mountains. And it was just room temperature inside the can now.
Yeah, I had free
I
beer
was-
in my fridge.
I was drinking Mad Tree, Thunder Snow, Scottish Ale. That 8.5 is kicking in. Absolutely banging this beer. It is fantastic. I love it. Get it every single year, every single winter. Guys, I missed you last week. This was a fun damn time.
We missed you.
Good Lord. This
Did
was
another Century Club up in this bitch. You know how it is. Just do
Yeah.
what we do.
we go way deep. It's a problem. We got to rein this in a little bit, I think. Scott's yawning mid-show. All right, dude. It's so long.
I mean, holy fuck. I gotta take my black ass back to Africa.
What part was this?
I don't know, but I'm gonna eat me a bean supper when I get there.
Bean supper. Yeah, you gotta get that bean supper, man.
Say chowder.
It's really creepy bean supper. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at Crafty Sports. Sub to the YouTube page. Tell a friend to sub to the YouTube page. Clearly, it's screwing up the algorithm. We're getting throttled, so we need you to tell people to sub to us because YouTube won't tell other people. Also, join the Facebook group. It's a ton of fun in there. All the people you see commenting, drop the floor in there, making the same jokes. Sometimes they'll get them up. subscribe, rate, review wherever you get your podcast. Help us out more than you know. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Go sub to all the Belly Up Sports podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. We will see you guys next week. Cheers, everybody.
Hey, chowder.
Cincy till I die. Fuck the crew.
CFP sleep with one eye fucking open in game.
Right now.